There is no passion to be found playing small, in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. The only way whereby anyone divests himself of his natural liberty, and puts on the bonds of civil society is by agreeing with other men to join and unite into a community for their comfortable, safe, and peaceable living in a secure enjoyment of their properties. Ignorance, when voluntary, is criminal. I never considered a difference of opinion in politics, in religion, in philosophy, as cause for withdrawing from a friend. To be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. The God who gave us life gave us liberty at the same time. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin, or his background, or his religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love, for love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. To love truth for truth's sake is the principal part of human perfection in this world, and the seed plot of all other virtues. All wealth is the product of labor. There can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children. I prefer dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery. A little rebellion now and then is a good thing. I am fundamentally an optimist. Whether that comes from nature or nurture, I cannot say. Part of being optimistic is keeping one's head pointed toward the sun, one's feet moving forward. There were many dark moments when my faith in humanity was sorely tested, but I would not and could not give myself up to despair. No one truly knows a nation until one has been inside its jails. A nation should not be judged by how it treats its highest citizens, but its lowest ones. If a nation expects to be ignorant and free, in a state of civilization, it expects what never was and never will be. The natural liberty of man is to be free from any superior power on earth, and not to be under the will or legislative authority of man, but to have only the law of nature for his rule. When a man is denied the right to live the life he believes in, he has no choice but to become an outlaw. A democracy is nothing more than mob rule, where 51% of the people may take away the rights of the other 49. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The only fence against the world is a thorough knowledge of it. The most sacred of the duties of a government is to do equal and impartial justice to all its citizens. The state of nature has a law of nature to govern it, which obliges every one, and reason, which is that law, teaches all mankind, who will but consult it, that being all equal and independent, no one ought to harm another in his life, health, liberty, or possessions. It always seems impossible until it's done. Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. The end of law is not to abolish or restrain, but to preserve and enlarge freedom. For in all the states of created beings capable of law, where there is no law, there is no freedom. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. A well-informed electorate is a prerequisite to democracy. All tyranny needs to gain a foothold is for people of good conscience to remain silent. Honesty is the first chapter of the Book of Wisdom. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. Educate and inform the whole mass of the people. They are the only sure reliance for the preservation of our liberty. Timid men prefer the calm of despotism to the tempestuous sea of liberty. When government fears the people, there is liberty. When the people fear the government, there is tyranny. The end of government is the good of mankind. We must not let our rulers load us with perpetual debt. We must make our election between economy and liberty or profusion and servitude. The people shall be judge, because the king is fallible. As I have said, the first thing is to be honest with yourself. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself. I am not a saint, unless you think of a saint as a sinner who keeps on trying. When injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty. I would rather be exposed to the inconveniences attending too much liberty than to those attending too small a degree of it. The business of education is not to make the young perfect in any one of the sciences, but so to open and dispose their minds as may best make them capable of any, when they shall apply themselves to it. The people have no other remedy in this, as in all other cases where they have no judge on earth, but to appeal to heaven. It is not power that corrupts, but fear. Fear of losing power corrupts those who wield it, and fear of the scourge of power corrupts those who are subject to it. Every man has a property in his own person. This nobody has a right to, but himself. I have fought against white domination, and I have fought against black domination. I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an ideal which I hope to live for and to achieve. But if needs be, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die.